Hello, my adorable squidlings. It is Katie here, and today I am going to be unboxing yet another box. I have been unboxing a lot of boxes on this channel lately, so I hope you'll forgive me. But anyway, today we're going to be unboxing the Paletteful Packs box for the month of July 2020. And I'm really excited. I always love Paletteful Packs. I got the premiere pack this month, so it's the big one. And I hope you're as excited as I am to open it, so let's get to it. Oh shoot. I just realized I haven't even cut this open yet. Alright, now let's open the box. Ooh, we have some fun green. So we have a few scratch board inks, and that makes me think that we're going to be dealing with a scratch board today. I've never used the inks. I have used a scratch board and I'm not very good at it. But this is interesting. So we have a yellow, carmine red, black repair. So this actually just repairs anything you've messed up. And ultramarine blue. At least that's as far as I've grabbed. There may be more in here. We'll find out as we go. Then we have a set of Royal Langnickel. These are super dusty. Carving tools, and this is for carving. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you I'm kind of sad this isn't watercolor related because it's July watercolor month. That's okay. I am always excited to try something new-ish. I've only done scratch boards a couple of times, so. Then we actually have a card in here for the month. So the theme this month is scratch art, and they have some tips and prompts which I'll go over later on my own. Then we've got a, what? Okay, so we have a tiny scratch board and it says tips and techniques, but I'm pretty sure this is not the tips and techniques. It's the board, I think it might be on the other side, or it might be right here. But anyway, so we have a tiny board so we can practice a little bit. Then we have, this is like paper. It says it's board, but there are 10 in here. They're 8 by 10. There are 10 in here, so that's interesting. Then we actually have a panel. We have something else rolling around inside. We have a panel, so this is an 8 by 10 like hardboard panel. Anyway, here's a scratch thing. I don't know if it was meant to be in this set or not. It doesn't look open, so oh, they're rolling off the table. Okay, well the ink's just left the building, but then we have a loose little cutty tool. That's kind of dangerous that this is loose, but that's okay. I didn't cut myself. Oh shoot, there's another one. There's another loose one. It's dangerous. And then that looks to be it. So I'm gonna go over this card really quick. So everything looks to be in here. So this will be really interesting. Like I said, I'm not great at scratch board art. Start by drawing your subject matter on it with pastel, white chalk, graphite pencil. To begin, scratch out all the lines from your drawing on the scratch board. Scratch in directional lines to show volume. Following the directional lines, repeating them to fill in. Start sculpting out shapes. Then you can add the color. That's actually pretty interesting. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet because I'm not very good at scratching, but we're going to do something fun, I hope, and maybe I'll do it in real time and we'll just talk over it and just make it super chill. How do you feel about that? Alright, well, I can't really swatch this stuff out. I might play around with that tiny board. I'll probably do like a little squid on here because we all know how much your girl loves squids, and I've been doing a lot more doodly squids, so I might make a cute little squid on here and then we'll go from there on the big stuff. So, alright, let's get to that. have like a little bit of like a draw and chill, and yeah, so I'm just going to kind of sketch on this paper. I'm gonna use the pack of boards. I'm only gonna be using one. I don't really care for the texture of the actual scratch boards, so I'm using like the thinner ones that kind of feel like paper, because I did some tests, and yes, I did them off camera, but I was doing some tests and I really liked the texture of this, like to scratch on. That sounds really strange. Than the texture of this. I felt like I had a harder time. Like, this looks terrible, let's be honest here, but I didn't like the texture of this, and I really did like the texture of this. So I'm gonna do some sketching. I will probably cut this into like a smaller area, just because I don't really, why won't my camera focus? I don't really work this large, so I would like this to be a little smaller. So I'm gonna come back and it's gonna be smaller, and we're gonna do some sketching and chatting and chilling and scratching, and it's gonna be fun. At least I hope it is. So let me go cut this really quick and pray my camera decides to focus. I'm just gonna do some sketching in pencil, and then I'll do some scratching. But I want to get this like design going before I decide to commit to something permanent, because the difference, well, I'll tell you while I'm sketching, but the difference between the scratch board by Ampersand, like on the harder board, and these like softer papered ones, is that the underneath is very different. So on these little tiny, like, I don't even know what they're gonna be called. I should just call them thin boards. Anyway, on the little thin boards, the underneath is kind of plasticky, whereas on the Ampersand, like hard boards, it's masonite, I think. So the texture is definitely different, and it's harder to put the repair ink on these. So pretty much what you get is what you get. Also, I see my fingerprints. So today I am sketching somebody I've not sketched in a long time. I don't know if you've been here for a while, you know that I have original characters, and I am sketching one of them today. I am sketching Raisha because, funny story, last time I did a scratch board, and if you search on my channel, I think it's still up. It's really cringy, so please don't watch it. But I actually did Raisha, and I thought it would be a nice little homage to that, and the fact that I don't draw her enough, and I really want to get back into my original characters, and I've not drawn her in so long. She doesn't even really have a set design in my current style, so I'm kind of figuring it out as I go, if that makes any sense. I hope it makes sense. I think the hardest struggle for this whole scratch board thing right now for me is going to be the fact that my brain doesn't really want to work in negatives, so this is going to be a really interesting exercise for me. And I'm already scratching it out with my pencil. That's not good. Okay. Raisha has a very round face, so I want to keep up with that. So, yeah, I've been really in the mood to just kind of sketch and chat and just have a good old time. I've not really been in the mood to make super fancy productions. You may notice that a lot of my videos have been either late or I've been not uploading at all, and I want to apologize for that. I've just really not been in the best of headspaces lately, and I've just really not been wanting to create, so, you know, there's that. But I am trying to come back because I love what I do here, and it's a fun hobby for me, and I love being able to interact with you guys when I'm able to, and I missed it, so here we are doing doodles. And I'm not gonna lie, this scratch board was a big struggle for me because I'm not very good at it, and I'm always afraid that, like, oh, if I put something on here I'm not good at and nobody's gonna like it. But yeah, I just want to have fun, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm learning, and I'm totally glad for that, because yeah, it's definitely not going to be perfect, and that's okay. I don't know really where I want this hair to go, and hey, you know, I guess I'm going to cut it off here. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of doodling. Raisha has really long hair, so I'm trying to like emphasize that with the fact that it's going off the canvas. And trying to make it like all wavy because she's got wavy hair. We'll fix some of this stuff as we scratch it and all that good stuff. I also need to make like a costume change for her. I've not done much with her as a character in a really long time, and there's a lot that needs to change. But for now, we're just gonna go with her old design, I suppose, and just work from there. And I don't even know what I'm doing. This anatomy is terrible. Oh well. Is erasing a good idea? Can I erase? Kind of. I feel like it's been forever since I've done art. Holy heck. And I feel like all of this is just totally out of proportion. I feel like this arm needs to come way in. Alright, good enough. That is good enough. I don't want to overthink it. It's not going to be my magnum opus, so I need to stop treating it like a willy. And the point of this is to have fun, and I'm already not having fun. So I don't even know how I want to approach this. And my little sketchy doodle over here, I kind of started out with the eye, and I think that's what I might do again. I'm using this like round tool because I found that it worked the best. I'm gonna zoom in if I can figure out how my camera works. And I didn't give her any eyebrows. I knew something looked off. Okay, good enough. Anyway, I'm gonna use this scratchy tool, and I have to keep in mind that I'm trying to pull out the whites instead of, it's like working backwards, and it is the strangest thing. It's really cool, and people who are great at this, props to you, because this is, my brain doesn't work this way. But another thing is, I want to be kind of sketchy with it. I don't want it to look perfect. I think that it'll work for my style. I'm hoping it'll work for my style. So yeah. I also didn't put in her pupils, but they're like little slits. Because Raisha, if you don't know, is a vampire. There's a lot I would like to do with her story. I've been thinking about making like a comic or something. But I'm also really lazy. And I feel like I would have a hard time committing to it. But it's something I would love to do someday. I was thinking maybe like 2021 could be the year trademark where I just tell her story. But that also means I have to figure her story out because I don't know what I'm doing. Alright. I'm hoping this is turning out okay, but I feel like the more I do, the less I like. Yeah, that eye is really wide. Maybe it won't look so bad once I start filling out the rest of it. So another thing I'm doing is anything that's like, it needs to be black, I'm trying to block it out. So whenever I go to do more, like shading and stuff, I can just see, hey, that's supposed to be dark, and not do anything with it. It's what's easiest for me, so that's what I'm trying to do. So have you guys ever done scratchboard? Again, I've only done it a handful of times, and it's definitely not going to become my new favorite medium, that's for sure. It's not a bad medium by any means, and if this is your medium, I can't talk, of choice, then that's awesome, but like, it's definitely not how I like to work. I think that's why whenever I use black paper, I struggle so much, because this is, again, you've got to pull the whites out, and it's definitely different. I do not like how wide this eye is. Ugh. Alright. On to the next eye. I'm going to be turning this paper a lot, so I hope that doesn't, like, make you sick. I think I made that slit too tiny, but I will probably go back in with the repair and try my best to get it to work. It takes a while to dry on this paper, but it's not completely useless, but it does like to resist a lot. So yeah, I made that slit really, really tiny, and I would rather it be bigger like this one. But it's nice having these guidelines here. I'm glad I did a sketch instead of just running into it, because that was my initial thought was, oh, I could just scratch it out and go from there. Yeah, that would have been a really bad idea. So I'm gonna kind of outline that, that being her face, and then try to add in her neck here. I'm gonna go a little bit outside my sketch. And then I want this part to be dark. So I'm gonna leave that kind of cut like that. It looks really strange right now, but it's okay. Like, I don't want to add an outline to everything, but some things are just gonna have to have it. So you can tell what they are. Like this part I'm outlining right now. It's supposed to be black, but I need it to be outlined, so you can differentiate it from the background. Same goes for her hair. Her hair is actually black, so. I find it funny how light my sketch looks on here, because like I can barely see it, but like on camera it is so bright. It's actually kind of funny. So her hair, I'm noticing in my sketch it looks really flat on top here, but I'm actually kind of scared to remedy that. Maybe I'll just make it like poof like that. That works. Actually, that worked really, really well. I like that. Okay. And then again, I want to pick her hair up out of this. I'm just gonna do these jagged edges because I think they look cool. Ooh, that was really bad stroke. That's okay though. Another thing that's really weird about this is it makes a mess. Like, I've got black shavings everywhere. Am I doing it wrong? They seem like they're everywhere. we go. That looks a lot better, at least the hair. And then for the braid, I'm going to just really loosely indicate that there's a braid here. That's kind of how I do braids. I really like the simplicity of just loosely indicating it. I feel like this is coming out nicely so far, I'm not gonna lie. I think I mentioned it earlier, but I was really afraid to start this because I was terrified that it was going to turn out really bad. But so far, I am pleasantly surprised at how okay this looks. And it's been fun. It wasn't fun at first, I'm not gonna lie, but it's fun now. Alright, now I'm going to scrape in. That sounds so scary, like scrape in. But I'm going to etch out. I don't know what the right phrasing for that is. Her body. And yeah, this art looks a little weird. It's definitely off, but that's okay. Just gonna get the outline of her hair for the moment. See if I can't put some there. And the same for here, just kind of get this outline going. Alright, so I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit. I've got the basis of the art and I need to add some more hair over here to balance it out a little bit. There we go, that's definitely a lot better. And it definitely does shift a lot this way, but that's okay. So now I need to block out the white parts of this. And for that, I'm going to use this tool. It definitely makes scraping things out a lot easier. I was using it earlier and it cut my time by a lot. I like this specific surface as well compared to the other one because the other one you can actually cut too deep and it looks really bad. And I definitely don't want to do that for this one. So, okay, I want this to be black. So I'm gonna make it a little triangle. I wonder if I should erase my pencil lines later. And we'll get to that whenever I'm almost done. Ah! I went too far into that line. That's okay. I think I'm just gonna kind of stop the portrait off like around here-ish. You may be wondering, why are you stopping the portrait there? Because I don't feel like going any further. Also, I think another thing I haven't mentioned yet is that I'm going to be doing very minimal shading, if any at all. So this is just going to be black and white parts. I think that would suit my style the best. And for the sake of having fun with it, I'm also only going to be using like one, maybe two colors for this, because you know it came with like the little inks. I think I'm only gonna use a color or two. I have an idea of where I want to put that color, so I'm hoping it'll look good. Actually, you know what? I am scraping all the way down. I initially wasn't going to, but there we go. All the way down. Since Raisha is a vampire, it actually kind of makes sense that she's super pale, so it works out. So what do you guys think of these like not really as sped up, real-time-esque videos. Like, do you like them? Should I do more? Because this is kind of what I want to do more often, is just have like a little time where we just hang out together and you maybe do some art and I do some art and we just chat and hang out. I don't know, I could do Q&As like this. We could just hang out and you could tag me on whatever, you know, you're making. That would be cool. I have a hashtag on Instagram. I'll put it on the screen if you want to check it out. The anatomy on this is driving me nuts. I think one thing that might fix it is changing the face. Really hoping this doesn't ruin it, but I'm gonna cut that part out. Maybe that'll help. All right. Now this is a part I'm gonna add a little bit of shading to. Right here underneath the ear. Oh, it looks kind of cool. I like that. Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm glad I did it. Okie dokie. I think the most nerve-wracking part for me is going to be the face. I'm also going to add a little bit of like shading to bring the dark area into this light area. Just so it doesn't look like such a stark difference. At least to me, it doesn't look like such a stark difference. But yeah, this part is the most nerve-wracking part for me. So here's to hoping that it turns out okay. And if it doesn't, the point of this is to have fun. It's one of the things I need to keep reminding myself, because I have a hard habit, bad habit of telling myself it's gotta be perfect. And it definitely doesn't. The point of art is to have fun, and I tell people that all the time. And it's one of the things I need to remember to practice what I preach. I need to just have fun. And if it's a little wonky, that's okay, because number one, I can take it as a learning thing. I can take it and learn from it. And on the other side of that, it's more fun to not worry. Oh yeah, I hate how dirty it gets. This is going to take a while, so instead of talking over this entire thing right here, I'm going to speed this part up and put a little bit of music over it, and then I'll come back when I'm done with the face. Alright, now that the face is done and looking kind of awkward, I'm going to add in just the hair highlights. I don't plan on adding a bunch of detail for the hair, just because that's really not my style. So, I don't really know what tool I'm gonna use for this, to be honest. Might just use this one. I think it's, you go up though, right? Yeah. So yeah, I may add some strands here and there, but I'm not gonna add too many. Just enough. Why is that catching right there? Just enough. Oh, it's because I'm using the wrong tool. That explains a lot, actually. Just want to add a few strands here and there, just to give some emphasis, I guess. Get me saying I'm not gonna add strands and then I add strands. We're adding a lot more strands than I intentioned. That's okay. Might as well add them to the bangs too. While we're here. It's so chaotic. Yep, this is definitely not how I planned it. That's okay. But another thing I'm gonna do before I add the actual ink is I'm going to put a little bit of the repair ink in a dish. I'm gonna put it over here. And I'm gonna kind of add to some of the areas I think look a little wonky. So I'm actually gonna use a dip pen. Just gonna dip it in there and see if I can't make it work. I'm really grateful for this black ink because it helps me fix up a lot of stuff I didn't care too much for in the beginning. I like that I can sketch back in some of the black. It definitely makes me more confident in some of this. Have to be careful though, so I don't smudge it, because this stuff does take a while to dry. It looks a lot better, I would say. It's definitely not the best, but it looks better. It's actually funny to me how much you can tell your art is off when you sketch this way compared to sketching regularly. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but alright, now that I have successfully added to it, I'm gonna let this dry and then I'm gonna come back and I'm actually gonna add a couple of spots of color, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I am back after it's dried, and I'm not gonna lie, I did do a little bit of like surgery. I shortened a little bit of her face, as you might be able to tell. You can tell because it's kind of shiny. So I don't know, I felt like I needed to, plus her mouth is different, but that's okay. So I have mixed up some colors and I am just going to paint. I've just got a regular old water brush and I'm gonna paint, and I'm hoping, yeah, I figured it would be kind of orange, but that's okay. As good as it was gonna get. I got way too much on that one. So Raisha has red eyes, so we're going with that. And then she's also a vampire, so I'm going to give her some I just had a meal face. basically going to be dropping little dots everywhere. And little, like, chin runs, I guess. Because she is le vampire. And I want it to kind of splash up a little bit. It is a little orangey. That's okay though. I lost my paper towel. Ah, there it is. I need to dry this off and suck up some of this ink here. I figured that's what was gonna happen with the black. That's okay though. That's okay. And then I wanted to add a little bit of red to her little ponytail holders. Again, this is definitely not red, it's more orange. That's okay. I could probably make it more red by adding a little bit more magenta. We'll see. Hey, it worked, I think, maybe. Drop in some more red spots. But yeah, this paper, or whatever we're wanting to call it, definitely likes to resist, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I think that's gonna be it for this piece. Kind of sort of really like how it turned out. I think I'm gonna fix up the blacks of the eyes. So I'm gonna put a little bit more red here because I'm gonna fix them up anyway, just because it did kind of sort of dissolve. And that's okay, I kind of expected it to. Alright, I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all dry. Alright, so here's how the final piece turned out. I like it a lot better than I thought I would. It was fun. It was kind of relaxing to do it, honestly. Like, it was just nice to get out of my head, I guess. And it's not perfect, but I really like the way it came out. And I think this embodies the essence of Raisha, but I don't think I did a good job at, like, making it look like her, if that makes any sense. The eyes are a little too big for me. But anyway, yeah, let me know what you think about these types of videos, and if you would like to see more just kind of chill, sketchy videos. I know they're long, but I had fun doing it. So anyway, let me know what you think about the video down below. I hope you're having a squidoodly awesome day, and I hope you stay safe, happy, healthy. Thank you for hanging out with me, and until next time, my adorable squidlings, toodaloo!